Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Geoff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, part 2 of the reunion.
Yes.
Almost done.
I mean, there's only one more episode left. Yes, which at the end of every season, you're like, I can't wait for this to be over with.
Every season, it's just like, it's just me. At the beginning of the season, I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. Where this is going to go? And at the end, I'm like, thank God. As if I've been like, like working in the mines.
Well, I mean, yeah, it definitely, especially a season where nothing's really been happening other than these beefs back and forth.
Petty beefs and like, half-truths and like, I can't believe we brought up the lie detector. I will get to that and how I've been triggered.
Yeah.
A trauma has been triggered.
There should be they should not allow any more lie detectors on any housewives in general. Okay. And I really think they shouldn't allow Angela to, just keep sparking half-truths and spouting them out of her mouth like that.
It's like, yes, technically you're not a liar, but you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
This whole, there was a whole segment and a half of them seeming to just scream back and forth at Angela about how she was vindicated but not vindicated.
And Drew, Drew can't even... No.
Yeah.
No.
I was not into it.
It started off with
me reminding people that we are two husbands, each other's husbands, and we watch The Housewives and we talk about it. So please like and subscribe wherever you found this podcast. Tell your friends. We could use some more friends, to be honest.
Yeah. Like
this was, Friendster back in the day. We could use some more friends.
Because we lost friends this week. We didn't lose friends, but friends.
Oh, it's true.
It was a good weekend. It was bittersweet because we have a brunch crew. We brought it up on the show before, and 2 of the members of the crew left earlier in February of this year, and then another 2 members and their young children are moving away as well. And so the brunch crew is down to Scott, me, and our other one friend. So
the crew has gotten very small.
Very small. So it's excited for them and new opportunities where they're going, but also sad that it's not. Things are changing.
I don't like change. Change is bad.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. I talk a good talk, but it just sucks having to get used to different stuff.
Yeah, but it was a really nice send off. We had a really great. They loved the brunch that we made here at the house, and it was just nice hanging out with them and the kids and our other friend and eating and hanging out in our backyard, which is the whole purpose of why one of the big purposes of why we did the yard, to have an entertaining space. And it was just really, really nice having that last minute.
I was shocked they stayed as long as they did. I'm so used to my insecurities always saying they're just putting up with us as their friends, so they're gonna put in enough time to be polite and then peace out. But no, they were here for a very long time, and I felt very good about
here,
it. I know,
kids in tow, got here early.
Oh, it was so nice. It was so very nice.
Really, really nice.
But yeah.
And then we went and saw the end of Oak Street.
Yes,
which is effing ridiculous.
Right,
but entertaining. But ridiculous.
We never really rated the movie. What you would have given it? I would have given that a good C+.
I would have given it a B.
A B?
Not necessarily B-. It was an interesting story, and it was unexpected.
Had we been watching that at home, though, we both would have been on our phones. If we would have been kind of flipping through a little board.
Through what?
We would have been flipping through our phones had we watched that movie at home.
Do you think we would have been bored, though?
I think so. I think because you could...
It was a slow start, but what's the opposite of real estate porn, where it's just I just like that house. Oh. But it's not really great, but I like that house.
You just had you had late 70s, early 80s porn going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess not porn.
Not porn, yeah.
Era porn.
Yeah, it wasn't gorgeous, but it was oh, I love these houses. Because it takes place in 1982.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in their house because, dinosaurs.
No, it was a fun movie.
Spoilers.
It was a fun movie, but I feel you could have left the theater every 10 minutes and come back and be oh, okay, that's happening. You wouldn't have been surprised,
Well, I wanted to see where it was going, and I was okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where was this reunion going?
Here's the thing about K and being first seat. After her segment in the beginning, she said really nothing else. She stuck up for Pinky, and then that was it. I'm still... Unless it's in a contract, my mind is still boggled by the fact that Shamea is not first seat, because everybody came at Shamea down that line of the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, third seat is not the place for her. But it started with Kay and Shamea. And apparently, if we can follow this,
I'll do my best.
Off camera, very recently, Kay and Shamea and Kelli went to dinner. It started off fine and it went left. And then Kay got really upset because she thought that it sounded like she thought that Shamea was gaslighting her. And
this is about the whole my friends keep saying I shouldn't be friends with you comments.
Right. Or like she was saying that Shamea was denying what she clearly said.
Right.
And yeah, I think in relation to that. And Kay was slamming on the table and then like bucked up on Shamea. And as Shamea said, she was all like, this is so old school, like, I'm going to get you, girl. like the boy in the schoolyard. You got to come in, Cunningham.
Yeah.
Meet me after school in the park. Like, it was so weird. And then, and Kelli was like, well, yes, that did happen. And Shamea reenacted it. And it was just like,
I like.
And Shamea, and then it's like wait into like that night with Shamea and K and Shamea's mother calling Porsha Jezebel. And then finally Annie was like, let's just stop talking about mothers, can we?
Yeah. The mothers conversations gets nowhere. I liked that Shamea's reenactment for it kind of did make Kay be like, oh, okay, I mean, I might have done that. I don't remember doing that.
Exactly.
But like
the reaction you should not deny, but like,
right.
I don't remember, but that does sound like me.
Right.
I might have I
could have seen myself doing that.
Yeah. So. But when Annie says like, where do you go from here? And they both say, we don't trust each other. That's a perfect next season continuation. Mm-hmm. Let's build that trust back, girls.
Maybe it's for show that did this.
No. I think it's a good way to like. There's unresolved beef.
Oh no, I get that.
I feel
but they unfollowed each other after this, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah,
now I know why.
Now we know why.
Yes,
definitely.
But I think there's a chance for them.
Well, I mean, there needs to be because Shamea doesn't make a good enough villain. You know what I mean?
Well, because Shamea's not leaning into it.
Right.
And I don't think she's the villain.
But if you're having the problem with everybody and you're the common denominator, then, you're really being at least edited to be the villain.
She's not the victim. She's not the villain. I don't think she's like mustache twirling. I don't think, she's not being totally upfront with her feelings. I think that's the problem with the Shamea is that she's just not really expressing her feelings in a very clear way when these things happen. Mm-hmm. And she's holding on to residual hurt and not moving forward and not owning it and being like, I was messy, I talked smack, like she apologized to Pinky, that like I shouldn't have said that, like do that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but we'll get to that in part 3 because we haven't gotten to like the Shamea and Porsha all. They kept jabbing back and forth, and when Porsha told her to hush up, I was like, oh no, not hush up. And Shamea was basically getting down to be like, F you, like you shut up, and called her a bitch. And, it got a little ugly.
There was definitely some fast and loose editing with covering up the F word and all of that.
So many F-bombs.
Like I guess when you're dropping them so consecutively, the F sound from the previous bleep just bleeds into the next one.
Yeah, you can't get them all.
No,
can't get them all. And also, I don't watch every single show on Bravo, but like this is the first time I've seen like a crooked split screen, a diagonal split. Would it be diagonal?
Yeah.
Split screen. I was like, oh, that's nice.
It seemed to do really well, especially because you could get more of each woman in the frame.
Yes,
I felt like you get to get the right angle, and when they're leaning a certain way on the couch,
and Kelli could be like, well, and as I was saying,
exactly.
Let me get on this.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like a '60s sitcom, like the. Mm-hmm. Where's Uncle Arthur?
So, what are Kelli and Angela getting into?
Well, because there's so many.
I know, because Angela's just so sloppy and messy about everything.
Kelli is too, though. They deserve each other. Because like Kay and Shamea were going back and forth, and Kelly's like, I hate to see this happen, and she blamed the other couch for getting them all, and then the other couch is like, whoa. And then she started talking about accountability, even though she should not be. And that's when Angela's like, whatever, and called Kelli homeless, and then they went back and forth.
And then
Kelli jumped into a lot of conversations she didn't need to jump into.
they were all jumping in and out of them, but it's hard to say who should or shouldn't have been.
You'd like an Amanda Francis. This is my segment.
Yeah.
This is my segment. Like, shh.
You've had your chance.
No, you hush up. It's my segment.
Well, that's when they bring Cynthia out, and we learn that she had a new song.
Right.
Which
I think her boyfriend produced.
I think so, and it was over the mid-season trailer, which I didn't recognize
I didn't either. But Andy lost his damn mind, and his George Washington wig never nearly popped off. Well,
we know he's not. We've seen him dancing at the Dead shows, so we know he's not the best dancer.
But like literally, he's like in his like he's at the club at 2 a.m. Like he's at Splash in New York.
Traveled back into 2003.
Yes, exactly. I was like, what are we doing here? In his like floppy George Washington hair, just like, yeah, like, oh my God, like he just like got rebirthed by like Cynthia's dropping the beat.
The lyrics were pretty well written, if I must say so myself.
Georgia Peach.
Yeah.
It was about peach.
It was about peaches and the power of the peach and all sorts of stuff.
And then the beat dropped, and it was like everyone lost their mind.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope we hear more of this throughout the next couple seasons.
I hope it's a TikTok sound.
Oh, we should look that up.
We should make one.
If only I knew how to make sounds. Remember, I'm old. I barely know how to use technology. Kidding.
You did that sound for the what the F is that?
Oh, well, I found that from someone else's, but yeah.
I'm sure it's on the
we'll find it out. We'll figure it out. Pinky talks about her bankruptcy.
And not well.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to be on her side because, you know, I do understand what she was getting at with that. Other people use bankruptcy like it's, you know, not as a tool, but just as a regular course of business. Like they do this stuff all the time, and so it is something that's out there to help you if you are in trouble. But when she doesn't admit to really or own up to being in trouble and feeling remorse about it, I see how that can like.
I would have said she just needs to like grovel or cry on this reunion couch. She should have just said, you know, I was very embarrassed by this, but now I am, you know, moving forward and I'm using it as, you know, a learning experience and to also show others, you know, to not go down this path and to have the right people on your team so you don't end up like this, a cautionary tale, if you will. But to say it's a tool, it's really, and the things you were saying, you know, about like if one group says it, uses it, it's fine, they move on. But if a black woman does it, it's different. But that's not what you're talking about. What Phaedra said, what Angela said, what Porsha said made sense. Like you have people whose money you have lost.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like you're remorseful for that and you're being a little flip about it and just like, yeah, it's a rebirth. And it's like, not for those people.
Right.
You know, they might not be able to rebirth. That might be really devastating and they may not be able to get past this. So it's just the demeanor in which she said it wasn't a good look. And that's what they were trying to say.
Yeah.
They should have just broken the fourth wall and be like, this is not going to look good for you. Social media will destroy you for using bankruptcy as a tool.
Right.
So I like you, Pinky, so don't do that.
Exactly. Yeah. They should have said that and just come out.
Coming from a malicious place. It was just like, you know, and she really came at Phaedra like left and like, I was like, Phaedra's not trying to be an asshole here this time. So
no, but I mean, I understand what she's talking about with that. But yeah, now is not the time or place to discuss, you know, the patriarchy and their use of bankruptcy.
Right. The white patriarchy.
Yes, exactly. It's like there's a definite conversation that needs to be had about that, but they don't have the range to do it there.
Right. On this reunion set, that is not where we...
Wasn't that Potomac with the colorism conversation that Candace was like, these ladies do not have the range for that conversation.
This is not the place. We're not in the mindset where we can talk about this in an intelligent manner.
Right.
And then it just...
But at the same time, it should not be your excuse to file bankruptcy. Should not be like, well, white men do it all the time.
Right.
Even though you can think it really loud. Just don't say it out loud.
I get what you're saying, but no.
Yeah. But ultimately...
she and Phaedra moved on.
Yeah.
And even though Vicky refused to apologize and about saying the things she said about Phaedra.
Yeah, and then they got into the whole thing about her being a meat eater or...
And that's when Shamea apologized and Kelly apologized for that rumor.
Right.
Yes.
Even though she had her own special menu at a steak restaurant that like they would make for her whenever she showed up.
Right.
So that's always good to know.
They got that story straight.
Well, that couch needs to remain united.
Oh, for sure.
I guess except for Kelly and Shamea, or Kay and Shamea.
I don't think Kay was in on that conversation.
No.
But like the other three were like, come on, girl.
I did like when they were discussing that dinner that they had that Cynthia was like talking about the reunion, how you were prepping for the reunion.
Yeah. So like, no, we didn't talk about reunion.
No, we weren't doing that at all. No. That's funny.
Yes.
This is where it seems Porsha announces a lie detector test.
With Drew as her witness.
Yeah.
Okay. After OC last year, I am too fucking through with lie detectors tests. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it. It's a dumb trope. It was dumb going back to Beverly Hills with freaking Vanderpump. It was dumb, so dumb when they used it as a tool against Katie Janela, and now you're going to roll up with like, I took a test. I don't care about your damn test.
Right.
Now, that being said, it did seem like her test was more reputable than Emily Simpson's.
Well, it didn't have the guy who does it on every, Jerry Springer show ever.
He didn't give like the results in 5 minutes.
Right.
It took some time. It was like a 24-hour process. But still, I don't want to see this. Like, it's not, I believe Porsha believes the things that she's saying.
Right.
But does not mean that Kelly slept with a married man, a pastor, whoever, whatever.
Right. And that's all that this really, her bringing this whole thing up brought, was it just set the two of them off against each other in a tirade of insults that I just could not follow.
No, it was like, F this. And Kelly was like, whatever. And I thought too, when Kelly said, Phaedra, you co-signed it, so you made it more reputable, and it was like your client, and I'm just like, still, that I don't care what he says. Did it happen? We don't know
and
for sure.
A bunch of shit that happened off camera anyway, so we're not interested.
And Porsha just happened to see this, like, just a little too convenient.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's dumb, but yeah.
But I was pleased it wasn't the same guy as Orange County,
Oh my God, yes.
If it had just been him,
it would be banned from Bravo.
Hey, that man probably makes a living off of Bravo.
I'm sure he'll be fine on TLC. He'll be okay.
Or on the ID channel.
Yes. But yeah, I'm too through.
And that's the thing, because what does it prove? It proves that Porsha believes it to be true.
I am the receipt. Like,
yeah.
No.
And again, that question also seemed so well crafted to be asked in such a way that like anyone could probably assume it was true. It was just kind of.
But ask her, did you see Kelly screwing this married man? No, you did not. So I don't care. I'm going to need more evidence than that.
And that's why Kelly starts saying names. Like, was that?
But it's like not the name. Like Portia's like, no, say the name of the married man. So. I don't know.
Yeah.
They both believe something. I don't care. It's funny that Claudia Jordan got brought into it, where I think Kelly was saying that, Claudia said on her podcast with Carlos K.
Oh, right.
That Kelly should bring up this in regards to Porsha. And I'm sure they'll bring that up on the next Carlos K. podcast. But anyways, it was just like, there's no proof here. And I'm just, it seems like a nothing burger. And I don't want to see a lie detector test. Don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Over it. Yeah. Done with it. Zilch. But before that, it was a whole Shamea Angela thing.
About the Hawks and the whole sleeping on
George.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm over that too.
Yeah. Again, it just.
And they both gave each other half-hearted apologies.
Which will not last, no matter what. But again, it's for Angela, it should not like get a pass for making shit up. Like, that's.
And they both need to admit neither one of them moved on from like being pissed at each other from last season.
Yeah.
And they're both trying to get at the other. And until you say, let's dead this,
right,
and we're truly going to move forward, you're both going to be looking for things about each other in the blogs or from bloggers, content creators, whatever, here on the street about like things that the other have done. So you're not really fully moving forward.
Yeah, and you can't go into next season grasping at straws for dirt to find on each other. Like you're got to have actual beef, or else it's going to be like about something real. Yeah. Otherwise, I just can't take another season of Angela, just pulling random threads out of page 6 and making a big deal out of it.
And like nobody's hands were clean. Everyone's like trying to dig up things, going to like Kelly's restaurant, like Drew.
Oh yeah.
Digging up things like Angela or Shamea digging up things and Kelly digging up things and calling and going on in the press and starting to say things. Like you all are being messy. You all are being horrible to one another.
Not in an entertaining good way.
And most of it, 80% of it's off camera.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to follow it on camera, and that's when it gets murky. And the audience is like, I'm lost here. What really happened? What's the issue?
Man.
And you failed.
Yeah. I know. I agree. Yeah. I don't know what the issue is. But thankfully that Porsha passed the lie detector test. Sorry. No, just going back to all this this messy off-screen stuff that we don't really get to see, and it's just like we're supposed to care about it all. But I guess that's what the third episode of the reunion is going to get into, is stuff we actually do care about, you know?
As a wrap up, because I think there's still people, like I said, people who follow each other, like they're still posting stuff about one another.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, the whole next episode seems that it's going to be 80% about Porsha and Shamea, plus a couple other follow-ups from the end of this episode.
I think we need to get into like, Kelly, K and Drew.
Oh, that's still some time to get into.
Otherwise, why is Drew there?
Because at this point, she's a veteran of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean,
a minor veteran.
You can't argue with that.
No, she has been around for a few seasons.
Probably how many seasons? Like 6, 8, 10, 12?
Drew came in. Her first season, I think, was Portia's last season. I want to say.
Oh, okay. I don't think I realized that.
Yeah. So,
but still, she's been on a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know what that proves. I mean, it's still not.
So is Emily Simpson.
I don't know. I don't know that
She's a Kirkenschneider hider pliter.
We shouldn't be comparing women. No,
actually, I'm just saying a lot of people can be on shows for a long time and
not contribute much.
Correct.
Very interesting. Correct. Well, I mean, this was, I guess as parts 2 of Reunion.
Yeah.
It's pretty part 2, but
yes.
Again, it's keeping it the theme where a lot seems to be happening, but the substance of it is what? You're like, there's a lot of details we could have covered, but it all leads back to the same place, that they're beefing over stuff that we never got to witness, or it's stuff that they're just stretching out and trying to make a bigger prop.
It's all hearsay. Like none of this. When Andy said, "Can you bring a lie detector test into a court of law?" and Phaedra's like, "Well, usually not." Also, a lot of this, 90% of this is hearsay.
Yeah.
So yes, in the court of housewives, you can bring this in, but like in general, it's all just like word on the street. And the streets be lying sometimes.
I know. I never thought I'd want to hear some of Giselle's word on the street, because she seems to have a more reputable source with some better details than Angela gets.
Her streets are cleaner.
Yeah. Or shadier, one or the other. So
well, better researched.
Yeah. That's just the difference between Atlanta and DC, I guess.
If you're going to choose a neighbor to say that your cast member allegedly hooked up with, choose a better neighbor.
Maybe when your castmate doesn't have the phone number of ready to go in their phone.
Right. And his wife.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think that covers just about everything, doesn't it? So yeah, I mean, we got the girls' trip to do. We got to watch that, record that, episode 2 of that, and then still just Orange County this Thursday.
Yeah, we don't get to New York until next month.
Oh my goodness.
New York and I almost said Silver Lake, Salt Lake.
Real Housewives of Silver Lake. That's a whole different show. But
totally different show.
Yeah, I mean, things are starting to ramp up, and yeah, it'll be nice to put a bow around this Atlanta season and get in their next reunion and
a big messy bow. Yeah.
Yes, which hopefully has some sort of satisfying resolution. Like Andy and Shamea, like on Watch What Happens Live, has talked about like how, kind of pivotal the reunion is. So like something must happen, because everyone was so impressed with Shamea's performance.
Well, that was the word on the street. People were saying that Shamea won the reunion, and I'm not seeing that.
I mean, other than the fact that she is defending herself fairly well from all the different attacks she's getting.
I think we're just holding up. Like they're not, like she is delusional as Kelly can be.
Yes.
She set the standard for delusion. No. She stands 10 tiny toes down on everything she believes about herself and will fight you and go back and forth with you. And even if she doesn't like win the fight, she's still in the fight, you know, so she's not cowering. And that's a good housewife.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because of a little delusion and a little, you know,
confidence.
Yeah. And that's how you do.
It sounds like you're making the recipe for the perfect housewife. A little pinch of delusion, a pinch of confidence.
Put together some waffles and some chicken and call it a day.
I think I like that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it next time?
Till next time.